Hi lovelies, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another Emmy Eats. Today I'll be eating Singapore once again. So a few weeks back actually I ate Singapore for the first time, so this will be the second time I've eaten Singapore. And if you missed that first video, I shall put the links, down there, and you can check that out as well. So this beautiful package was sent to me by lovely Miss Sel. Thanks Sel so much for sending me this package of treats and for being patient for your video. I know you've been waiting for a while. So if you don't know where Singapore is located, I shall include a little map here, and you can see that it's located in a very kind of strategic area. So it has a very colorful history in terms of lots of cultural influences, and that is demonstrated in the foods. So you shall see that today, that by seeing that there are cultural analogies, you can kind of deconstruct a culture's history based simply on its food. So I love that. I love that. Sel included some history about some of these things, so I shall be including that as well when I share them with you. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to start with is this, and it's made by Fong Yit, and it's XO Kaya. Kaya spread. Have you ever had this before? I've never had Kaya spread before, but I've seen it and I've always been very curious about it. So Sel says this is quintessentially Singaporean, and this on some buttered toast along with soft-boiled egg represents breakfast everywhere in Singapore. Sel gave me very specific instructions how to eat this. So I have a piece of buttered toast. Got a very creamy texture, slightly kind of greenish color. And let's smear that on my toast. Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, let's give that a taste. Itadakimasu. So when I first opened it, I smelled pandan, which is a flavor that's used a lot in kind of Southeast Asian cuisine. It's got a kind of nutty flavor to it. It's delicious. It's nutty and coconutty and sweet and egg custardy. It's fantastic. I love it. Quite sweet, so it's perfect to spread on toast. Think by itself it would be a bit strong. It's perfect on hot buttered toast because the butter really complements the richness of the jam itself. And I always like salted butter. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments below how you have your butter, but I always buy salted butter because I really love a little bit of salt, especially with my sweet things. So that salt really complements the sweetness of the jam. That is delicious. I love that. XO Kaya coconut jam is fantastic. Next, let's try this. These are preserved fruits, and they are called sweet prunes. And by the looks of them, they look very similar to Hing, which I had in my Emmy's Hawaii video. Even though these are called sweet prunes, they look very similar. Sel says that these are often eaten as a pick-me-up, kind of to wake you up if you're feeling sleepy or tired. Look, they're pretty big. The last time I had a Hing, I put the whole thing in my mouth and was just very surprised. And then lots of Hawaiians told me that I wasn't supposed to do that. But I'm going to try this whole thing again because, why not? All right, let's go. It's quite strong. Yeah. It's very salty and sour and licoricey. Just a second. That's definitely not my favorite, but glad I tried it. Very, very intense, both in saltiness and sourness and just a concentration of flavors. I don't really taste so much as dried fruit as just the intense kind of salty sourness of it. And there's a lot of natural licorice. So it doesn't taste like black licorice. It tastes like licorice root, which to me has this artificial sugar flavor, kind of like an aspartame chemical flavor to me. And then you get a little bit of this kind of dried fruit flavor there as well. The texture of it is actually pretty tender for something that looks so dry. Once it kind of soaks up all the saliva in your mouth, it actually is quite soft. But again, very, very intense. And I think if you took little tiny bites of it, it would be much better. Hing has more of an intense flavor component to it, while this is just more of the salty, sour intensity. This is made by the company Kongguan, and it's called Lemon Puff. So Sel says this company, Kongguan, is an old biscuit making company from Singapore, and this is one of their classics, lemon puffs. There they are, cute. So they're a little sandwich cookie. They call it a puff, and I can see why they call it a puff because it's quite light and crunchy and airy, but not very sweet. It's actually more like a cracker, but it's a little bit puffed. And in the middle, you've got some lemon cream, which is a little bit zingy. It's pretty good. I really like the flaky texture of it. Next, we have another Kongwon product, and it's called Fancy Gems. So let's open that. Ah, look how cute they are. They are adorable. They're tiny little biscuits with a little star of icing on top. Those are great. That's not very sweet at all. And then you've got a little dollop of icing on top that it's intensely sweet. But together, it's perfect. The icing on top is just like a powdered sugar icing that doesn't have any flavor to it. It's just sweet. The little biscuit on the bottom is almost identical to animal crackers that we have here in the States, minus the lemon flavor. There's no lemon flavor in this at all. It's just kind of sweet, not even vanilla. Very plain, simple cookie, but delicious and so stinking charming with all these different colors. Love that. This is called Mamee Monster, which I've had once before, but I don't believe I had this flavor. It's called Pariza Barbecue. Mamee Monster. And it says Mamee Noodle Seasoning. So this is an instant ramen noodle, but it's similar to baby style ramen in Japan, and it's just eaten raw like this. You crush it all up. She says her fiance pours this whole thing in his mouth, the entire packet. That's crazy. I'm not gonna do that, but I am gonna put some on my noodles like that. And all right, let's give that a taste. Here we go. Super good. That's scrumptious. I ate a lot of that when I was a kid. I loved eating ramen noodles raw because it was like I was rebellious or something. Really fun, crunchy snack. Delicious. It'd probably make a delicious ramen noodle as well. But like this is just super fun. You can eat them one by one like I used to as a kid. Or you can dump whole handfuls in your mouth for a huge ramen, yummy, crunchy, yummy, yeah. Good. Look at these. These are called hot Kickball Cakes. And these are really popular in Japan as well. And I think for children, really great, especially when kids are teething. Here they are. They're super little, cute, tiny biscuits. And they look like little marbles. They're smaller than a marble. They're about the size of my thumbnail. And they're great. They're really, really light. Like almost instantaneously when you put them in your mouth, after you crunch them, they just completely dissolve. So really great for teething babies because you don't have to worry about them choking. I believe these are made out of potato starch, which is the reason why they dissolve so quickly. They have a light sweetness to them. They don't detect any kind of vanilla flavor or anything like that. But mostly it's just about the texture and the dissolving quality of it that makes it really fun. This is something else I had when I was a child. Ding. These are called Flakes. I never knew they were called Flakes until relatively recently. And my parents would give these to me when I was a child as a candy substitute. Ha. They come packaged like this. And these fun little cylinders. How cute. Oh, wow. So there they are. And they look like little discs. Gosh, it's been forever since I've had one of these. Look at that. It looks like a dried pepperoni. They smell a lot like the sweet prunes, like dried fruit, and let's give that a taste. Yeah, they're like I remember. They're not that great. But maybe it's because I'm biased from my childhood. They've got a little bit of a crumbly texture. They are pretty sweet. And they taste fruity. Very strange texture though, because it's not leathery or chewy. It's more of kind of a crumbly texture. And actually quite sweet, sweeter than I remember. They taste like dried fruit. They don't taste unpleasant, but they don't taste like a fruit that I'm really familiar with. It doesn't taste, for example, like strawberry or apple-y or anything. So I'm not exactly sure what haw flakes are made out of. It says haw and sugar. What's haw? Chinese or Singapore friends, do tell me what haw is. My last treat is this. This is called Ribena blackcurrant pastels. I believe it was my Emmy Eats UK Part 6 where I got a cordial that had some blackcurrant. Blackcurrant is not a big popular flavor here in the US. Actually, you can't really find it at all. And I believe it has some kind of history related to ecology where it was banned in the US. At any rate, it's not a flavor that we're really familiar with as Americans. In particular, a lot of Europeans, I think, find that really shocking because I think it's everywhere. Maybe that's what the package looks like. They're not what I expected at all. I thought they were going to be like a lozenge, but instead they're like little gumdrops. Mmm. 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 Mm-hmm. They're fun gumdrops, so they're covered with granulated sugar on the outside, nice gummy in the center. And they've got a nice bit of acidity to them, which I think might be the whole vitamin C aspect of the candy, the healthy part. And full of blackcurrant flavor, which is a bit like kind of cranberry meets raspberry or something. All right, so thanks so much for sending me this package of Singaporean treats, and thanks Mr. J, who was her courier, who brought it here for me. That was awesome of you. Thank you so much for bringing that to me, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys learned something about Singaporean treats. I know hot butter toast is big in the UK. Let me know what you have on your toast. My favorite topping on toast would have to probably be avocado and butter, or avocado and Marmite. Yeah, that's just my go-to standby toast topping. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to sub and like, and I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Alright, itadakimasu. So good. I shall make myself disappear.